Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today my name is Varela. As usual, if you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing and welcome to my channel. All we talk about here is how to relocate to Brazil, when to relocate to Brazil, how to change your visa, how to give birth in Brazil, how to study in Brazil, how to buy properties in Brazil, how to get accommodation, and so much interesting facts that you can imagine about Brazil. Now if you've been looking for someone that does all this, welcome to this channel. That's all we do here, guys. Anyways, today, as the thumbnail has informed you, welcome back, guys. Okay, as we all know, Brazil is very large. Okay, an average Brazilian is an home owner or land owner. Okay, some people might argue this that but there are people renting houses in Brazil. Absolutely, there are Brazilians that own houses, they own homes, and then they will still live. For example, it's like someone having a house in, I'm going to use Nigeria. It's like someone having a house in Lagos and they moved to Abuja to live. But then they're renting out the house in Abuja, or I mean the house in Lagos, to willing tenants. Okay. But they are still the owner. They're renting another person's property. So it's a cycle. I'm renting your property, somebody else is renting my property. Okay. If they don't have a home, they have a shop. There is something for everyone. Brazil is that big, large in mass and in space. Okay, so today I'm telling you guys how to buy a property, especially a house. I was speaking especially on a house. Other ones I'll be breaking them down into different parts: cars, houses, other social amenities or other amenities you're supposed to have as a person living in Brazil. Okay, guys, we already know that there's so much stereotype, there's so much story behind it, where people tell you, oh, it's unattainable, people don't buy houses in Brazil. Why buy house in Brazil? Why waste your money? Why not take it to the US? Why not buy in Nigeria? And all this other stuff. Breathing, breathe out. Anyways, guys, buying a house in Brazil is not a waste of money. Don't let anybody tell you that one. Buying a land, buying a property in Brazil, it's not a waste of money. Okay, it's like somebody telling you buying a property in Nigeria is a waste of money. It doesn't make much sense. But anyways, guys, my sister already made a video for you guys to explain briefly. Me, I'm just here to explain in large and gist with you guys about what's going on. So when I finish gisting and explaining it to you guys, I'm going to be attaching our own video to the end of this vlog. Okay, so if you do not understand all this English I'm saying, hopefully you understand the one my sister is saying. Okay, guys, so to buy an house in Brazil or to buy property in Brazil, you will need to visit a bank called Caixa or Caixia. I'm not sure about the correct pronunciation, but it's on my screen. Caixa, I'll go with Caixa. Okay, so when you get to Caixa Bank, any Caixa Bank that you can locate in whatever area you're living in Brazil. When you get to this bank, you speak to there's always a coordinator that takes in requests and all those things. You speak to this person, and I think I've said it before in my how to open a bank account video. I told you before that Caixa always have a lot of people in their space. Like when you're driving by, when you're walking by, you see the queue is always from here to London, very long queues. So I think that it is because I found out that it is because these are the people, this is a bank that gives loan to people. Okay, so it's like Bank of Brazil that gives loan to people. Although there are others, I think Banco do Brazil does too, but this one is Caixa, it's a popular one and the most recent one. So when you get to Caixa, you meet a coordinator and then you speak to this person, tell them your intentions, what you want to buy, either a car, either a house, either something you want to buy and you don't have enough money to buy, you can't afford it, like as in cash at hand and then property at hand too. You cannot afford that kind of thing. You speak to them, they already know, just because that's what the bank is made for. You speak to them or the coordinator and then they take down some requests, they check your tax paying, they check your CPF. So you guys, you must maintain a good clean CPF. Okay, you must not commit crimes, you must not do some illegal stores, you must not get, your CPF stained. Your CPF is like your number, your social security number. You have to protect it with all diligence. So when they check your CPF, they see that your score is okay, or they see that you've been paying your tax regularly and you've been a law abiding citizen. They will then give you some documents to sign, and ask for how much what you want to buy costs, the house you want to buy, how much does it cost? Let's say, for example, the house costs 200,000 reais. Okay, so you have to tell them how much you have at hand. After telling them how much you have at hand, they don't care. They just want to know if you're playing or if you're serious. The how much you have at hand does not determine how much they will give you for installments. What determines is your age. So that's why I'm saying, if you're a young person, this is the time. This is the time. There's this is the time, guys. So it determines on your age for them to be able to determine the kind of installment and the type of payment, initial payment you'll be making. Okay, so for example, if you're 25 years old or 35 years old, you'll be getting installment stretch of 40 years. Like when let me not jump, of 40 years, 35 years, 20 years stretch to pay completely what you want to buy. But if you are old, you're reaching 50, 60, you're getting to 50, 60 plus, it's difficult. They'll start to give you 10 years, 15 years. They say their reason is because debt is inevitable. Okay, so they're not sure you'll be able to pay completely if they give you 40, 30 years. That's their own reason, not God's reason. So I advise that when you are younger now, if you're a young person watching this, take up this chance, take up this opportunity and go for it. Okay, so for example, if you're a young person, you went into the bank and then you've asked them for install like a loan to pay for an apartment of 200,000 that you saw. 200,000 reais. Reais is the currency spent in Brazil. Of the 200,000 reais you property that you want to buy. Okay, so they ask you how much you have. I've told you it doesn't really matter how much you have. If you have enough money, you won't be going to them to borrow you money. Okay, so what happens, what matters really is your age. Okay, so when they ask you all of those things, they might give you an upfront of, they would expect that you pay an upfront, a 25 to 35% upfront. So if you have 20,000, this is an example, please. If you have 20,000, 30,000, 40, 50,000, they will tell you to pay it. Ask Esther to pay 50,000 reais, and then they will now make a stretch for her. Okay, so that stretch will be that every month Esther will have to pay a certain amount. Esther is young, right? Esther is in her 30s, 40s, or mid 30s. So they'll be giving her, let's say, for example, they give Esther 20 years, 30 years. So per month, Esther will have a particular money she'll be remitting to the bank. Okay, because the bank has bought the property for you, so you have to give the bank back their money. So Esther will have a particular money she'll be paying to the bank monthly after she has dropped 50,000 out of 200,000. So every month Esther will be paying at least 2,000 to 2,005, depending. This is not what it is exactly. Okay, this is just a scenario that we're playing out. Okay. This is just a testing. Doesn't mean that is what it is. Okay, so Esther will be paying, let's say, 2005, 3005, 4005 every month till the 30 years span has been covered. So even if Esther becomes millionaire tomorrow and she wants to pay, okay, I'm now earning 500k per year, I can pay for my house. If Esther start to earn like that, it doesn't concern the bank. You will have to keep paying that monthly due. You cannot pay it at once anymore again. Okay, so Esther has to be paying it monthly 2005, monthly 3005, depending on what agreement she has with the bank. Okay, so what usually make people not go further is because some people have tried. Obviously, Africans here would have tried, some other people would have tried, but what usually make people not further with it is usually because the entrance fee, they call it pagamento entrada, is always on the high side. Because if you want to buy a property of 300,000 and they're asking you to bring 80,000 reais at once. So I think that's why people don't usually go further with it. But I'm just trying to tell you, you don't have to buy 300,000 property. There are so many cheaper. You don't even have to live in the city. You can buy a property in the rural area, an urban area, anywhere you see that looks like even countryside. You don't have to live where they are dancing samba every day. No, it's simply for you to have a property and to be able to house you and your family. If you're a single person, to be able to house yourself, majorly to be able to shelter yourself and stay safe. Okay, so there's no point in looking for 400, 500 properties that are above your league. You can simply get something of 50,000, 80,000. You get. So that's how it works here in Brazil. Let me see if there's anything I'm not putting in this. When they give you a stretch, 15, if you're older, the years reduce. If you're younger, the years increase. Okay, so but it's the same amount. What else? You pay monthly, you return the money monthly to the bank. So if you're paying 50, if Esther has paid 50,000 to the bank, and then she's paying 3,000 per month to the bank monthly for 30 years to complete the 200,000 that she borrowed from the bank. Okay, that's how it works here. When she's done, she's not paying anything again except maybe land taxing, and that one cannot pass maybe below 100 or 100 to 2 or 500 reais, things that you can afford because they are reachable. So I think that's all basically. um Pronto, voila, like my sir said in the video. You collect the keys to your house or the key to your property and then start to use in full term. All right, so obviously property will be changed to your name. You don't have to pay finish. The summary is that you don't have to pay completely. It's just like mortgage of London and the US. Those ones are just more popular. Or you see somebody gets to the US and say, home owner, yes, mortgage. That's what they do. They do it also here in Brazil. So if you can go to the US and become a mortgage, buy house through mortgage, you can also do that here. I'm sure many people don't know about it. If not, I think there will be a lot of congratulations to all. Many people don't know about it. So I'm bringing it out here for you guys. You can become an home or a home owner in Brazil. If you need more assistance, you need help, you need to speak to an attorney of law in Brazil. Contact Gringa Tourism. Gringa Tour Guide. Ogbonge number one tour guide. Number one guide to Brazil. Number one foreigners guide to Brazil. Contact them. Let them help you. Smooth, safe, seamless, affordable. Let me not talk too much. Enter their DM, send them in an email or message them on WhatsApp. They're ready to answer you whenever, however. So if you're interested, reach out to them, let them help you start discussing about how you can get a property in Brazil. Okay, guys, that's all for today in this video. Don't forget to watch it to the end because I'll be attaching my sister's video to it also. Okay, we would have done this video together, but she's at work. Anyways, thank you guys for always watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you guys for taking me to 2,000 subscribers. Oh my god, 2,000. I love you so much. Thank you. May the Lord be with you. May the Orishas guide you, and may you be successful. Okay, thank you guys for always watching. I love you. Ciao.
Hi guys, how are you doing? My name is Anu. I'm here to tell you about how to buy a house in Brazil. So firstly, you need to find a bank. I recommend Caixa. When you get to a bank, you tell them about what you want to do. It depends on your age. They give you some kind of installments. So if you're age 25 to 30, you could get the stretch of around 30 years to 40 years. But if you are like older than 40 years, you could get 10 to 15 years of stretch for installment payments. Then when you get that, you have to pay some upfront amount, which is usually 25 to 35%. So when you get that done, you get a key to your house, and pronto viola, you get your house ready to live in and start to pay your installments, which is way better than paying rent. Thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful. Have a good evening. For more information, reach out to Ringa Tourism. Wow. Ciao.